Hello, Tracy here, welcome back to my channel. So we're on to part 2 and we're going to be making just these journal cards. You can make them into tags by clipping the corners, but I quite like, because we've got a tag there, I quite like the fact of having just a journal card in them. And they're quite sturdy, so yeah, we're using the Christmas Fairy kit from TaylorMade Journal. We're also using, I've printed out a few of the vintage lace from her shop. This is just a few of them that I will be using for either on the back or the front. And I'm also using just some scrap pages that I haven't really used, that are left over from other bits and pieces of projects from digital kits. Trying to find the more plain type ones, because on the back, so that was from TaylorMade Journals. On the front, I covered it with just some scrap paper that I had. So there's what we are doing for part 2. And I haven't put a label on it because, hey, I might not even use it for Christmas, but because these fairies here don't really need to be used for Christmas. I aren't going to go through and pick each individual one. I'm just going to pick one on each page as we go through. So let's get cracking. And I'm just going to pull one from my pile each time. So first of all, let's choose an image, and like I said, I'm not going to be particularly fussy with this. And I also have some 49 Market paper that I will possibly be using as a backing, and it's from One Perfect Day as the kit. So actually, let's not use that. Let's try and find my scissors underneath everything. I think I might go for this one, just because I can cut it down if I want to. So my journal card sizes are 3 inches across, if anyone was wanting to know. So I'm just going to put that at the bottom of that, and I'm going to put it to the side so I can make myself some room. Right, now what's next? So what I did was, I'm actually going to get rid of that. Let's just have a little bit of a sanity check here. Put that there. Okay, so what I did was, the pages that had those in this book, I ripped out and I did all of these. Okay, so they're all ready to have a journal card inside. That was yesterday's project. I then went in and cut all the threads and pulled them all out and glued 2 together. So that's actually quite a solid firm piece that we can use as tags, journal cards. So you can see how much I've used out of this book already, which is really cool. And then what I'm going to do is basically cut this down, and we'll just go, I don't know, doesn't really matter, because I'm going to measure it to 3 inches. Let's do a couple of these, so I'm not going backwards and forwards. Had a lovely visit today with one of my friends. Pre-warned her that I've still got a bit of the lurgy, but you know, a bit of a cold still lingering on. Yeah, so she came around, which was great. I've known her since, oh, too many years. I would have been probably about 18 when I met her. We met through work when I started, and been a firm friends ever since. She's the sort of person that, you know, you have friends and you don't see for, you know, a year, 2 years, and when you do see them, it's like everything was at the beginning. Like you've just seen them the year before, or, you know, the week before. Nothing really changes. Right, what I'm going to do is trim these down to about 16 centimetres, I think. I'm going to put that pile, where am I going to put that pile? Over there, because I'm only going to work on a pile at a time. So let's go about 16 centimetres. Pre-cut all of these. I'm going to do that side, I think. I've got my drink in case I break out in coughing. Thinking seriously about taking this next week off just to keep warm and try and knock this thing on the head, because going into my 7th week now, I'm pretty much over it, I can tell you. Right, now what did I do next? Okay, let's find some paper so we can use that, because we used it on the last one. So there's enough of that. I just want normal neutral paper, because this is going to be paper that we want to be able to write on, so it's for the back. I don't want that because I've got lace at the front. Don't want any of that beautiful blue. We might have to go to that. What's in there? Nope. Nope. I'll probably do that. You could write on that. Maybe that. Right, I think I've got enough now. Maybe that. Right. So let's put these. We're going to do all of these at the same time, I think. So we've got our thing 16 centimetres by 3. That's a double page glued together. And then what we're going to do, it doesn't matter which side you glue because both are going to be covered. And I want that side. Put that up against the edge so it's less that I have to cut out. Right, let's put that to the side just to glue down. Right, where's the next piece? Let's do this one. Okay. That's got a blank, and I could actually leave that. Actually, in hindsight, I probably should have, but I'm getting glue happy. So let's just glue that down. Another one there. I don't really want those. Maybe this one. Might be able to get 2 out of that. Oops. Make sure, yep, all good. So how's your weekend going? It's got kind of cold outside, but actually I might even get 3 on there. Let's try. yeah, it's kind of got, it's like I'm looking outside and it's grey skies. Just not a very nice day. We haven't put the heaters on during the day for a long time, but I tell you what, they're on now. And I think we're going to fit that last one on. Oh, you are going to fit. Great. Makes life easy. Oh, no. That wasn't supposed to happen. Bit rough. Once again, didn't check the back, and I could have had that as plain writing, but I didn't. Instead, I was too busy munching up my glue stick. Okay. Just give that a good squish down. Right, get this first one out, and we let's just use this. I'm not going to do back anymore. Put that away. It's a bit of a hodgepodge type of project. I need to make sure I am putting things away as I'm finished with them, because otherwise it's just going to be very painful for both me and you, because there'll be crap lying everywhere basically. Cool, so there's the back, and you'll be able to write on that. Let's do this one. I've got a couple of lovely ladies that keep private messaging me, making sure I'm resting and I'm warm. I really do appreciate it. One of these ladies I have met, and I think it's a good thing that we don't live in the same town, because we probably live at each other's houses, I would say. We get along like a house on fire, and I'm looking forward to seeing her next time that I'm in her town or city. So let's do these last ones. And after this, I have got a parcel to wrap up and send on its way. So that will leave here a journal. That will leave here tomorrow. And head on its way to its new owner. Just going to trim that down, I think. I moved my rubbish bin right beside me instead of having it behind me. I had to spin around on my chair every time. And last one. So far we have glued the double pages together to give it a bit more strength. We've gone through our scrap bin to find some pattern, well, not patterned paper, plainish paper. So, you know, that can all be written on. All of those, even that can be written on, be quite nice. Now what we're going to do is do exactly the same, but I'm going to use some, let's go for this one, I think. Yep, let's go for that. And then we want the doilies, so we're going to clean this glue stick up. Would be a bit of a, it's a little, put that there. don't know why I'm chewing my glue stick today. It's not playing nice, but man, has that got a lot of glue on it. So what we'll do is we're not going to go to the edge because we've got a white border around it. Cool, cool, cool. Another one. Just do 3 on this page. Then I'll pick out another page for the last 2. And then that one. And one more. So things going to plan, we should be able to decorate all 5 of these. And I'll have a whole heap of the tag pockets left over. Right, I don't need that anymore, I don't think. I'm going to put the lid on that and get it out of my way. I'm going to rip that blue part out. And then all we need to do is joint this. Or, actually, no, I'm going to move that out of the way too. And just cut around. Put that to the side because we'll use that later probably. It's going to look nice, isn't it? And we'll add that to the scrap bin. I'm just clearing I need to get some of that stuff that clears glue off your scissors. I think all my scissors need a really good clean. And I'm pretty sure someone said to me that you can get some stuff from Mitre 10. Yeah, I'm going to keep those. Never know what I will use them for. Cool. And then yeah, so I'm thinking that I do need to look after myself, rest up this weekend, or this week ahead. I might be staying home and sleeping in, have the place to myself and the dogs, and just behave, not do anything strenuous, and just listen to my body and let it heal. Because I'm just a bit afraid that times are ticking and I need to get my travel vaccines done. I'm not sure if I mentioned this yesterday or not. So I don't think they'll let me have my travel vaccines done if I am crook still with this cold. Oh yeah, that's cool. Like that. Lorna. That's a really cool kit. I can see me printing out that on the back of kits, or even just as a add-in. one. That will go lovely with these Christmas fairies, I think. Actually, what I could do, and I think that the weather says it's going to be raining, so what I could actually do is just have a few days where I sit there. I wouldn't mind making some soup. Valerie was going on about soup, and I'm like, oh yeah, could do with some homemade soup. So I'm just going to clip all around there. I don't want to do a big corner, but I want to soften those corners up. Yes, I could do, if I do stay home for the week, I could actually go out, get the supermarket, get myself some soup ingredients and make some homemade soup, which might be quite nice because I think the weather ahead is looking really ratty. There we are. Right, let's just quickly go around the edges. Don't have to do this, but I like the look of it. I do like that kit. I'll leave a link to both kits that I have used down below in the description. Got someone to sort out. I got a new laptop yesterday. For the life of me, I cannot. I don't know. I'm not a technophobe or techno idiot by any means, but I think I'm just lazy when it comes to setting things up. It's the same as these videos. Like, I know people edit their videos, put music in, speed it up, and I don't know whether that's easy or not, because quite honestly, I don't want to spend time on the computer and doing that sort of stuff. It looks really cool, and I wish my videos were probably a bit more professional, but get me warts and all, really. Any mistakes I make, you learn from. And I figure if nobody wants to watch me quickly ink around something, they can always fast forward. I should learn. Maybe one day I'll have time. But yeah, at the moment I feel like I don't have time. Right, I'm just checking the back to make sure that if there is writing that it's the right way. So I need to do that way. We're going to do, once again, more inking just to get rid of that white edge. You don't have to, like, that's really rough. Really like that. Put some, trim this down slightly. Let's just use the scissors. I really like that. So do I want it like that, or do I want it like that? Probably. I need to get rid of that black line. I don't like that. And let's just do a strip. Doesn't matter if that's not straight. Nobody will know, apart from me and you guys that are watching this. So I could go like that, pull that down so it's got a bit more, showing a bit more writing, and then we've got this, which I thought might be kind of cool. So what I'm going to do is figure out where I'm going to cut it. Let's cut it here. Because I want to go down the edge with this. Actually, if I stay home this week, what I can do is get my slow stitch needle book kits together that I can take away with me. So because we plan on having downtime. Like every night, you know, before you go to sleep, we'll go out, have dinner on our holiday, and then we will come home and just relax. So, and I want to just rip some of this off. Put that behind up there. So let's glue that down first. Yeah, so what was I saying? It'd be nice to get the slow stitched, just a couple kits. I don't want to do a whole lot while I'm away, but if I get a chance to sit there, why not? Just slow stitch and then I might download some videos for you all to see. Who knows? I'm going to take a day at a time. But a month, 5 weeks, whatever it is too long to be away from not doing any crafting, I think. Oh, there might not be a chance to do any slow stitching either, but I would rather have it with me and not use it rather than not have it and wish that I had bought it. I'm sure you can relate. There we are. So, hope you're all keeping up if you've bought these kits. There we are. Do I want to add that little bit somewhere? Probably not, probably too much. So we won't. Do like that. And so there's another tag. So do we want to, how about we put it in that one? And we don't want that. Where's my ruler? Probably need to let it dry before I put it in. Just don't want that to, there we are. And there she is, poking out. So that's 2. Let's carry on, shall we? Let's do these 3. So that's 2. I thought I had 5. Man, am I losing it or what? Oh yeah, there we go. Right, let's do it. Let's do it. So we've got, do we want to quickly have a look? This one. One. Lorna, you've done it again. Absolutely wonderful. 2. And then we just need one more. Great. Get rid of that white cuttage. I need to go get some more ink actually after I printed this out, and I've got 2 other kits that I printed out, but I will share them probably tomorrow or Tuesday on the Etsy share, because I've got something else to share too. Alright, I've got a couple more of these. Was it going to get lost in there? My God, okay, let's just trim that. So that's going to go down there, and that little so goes like that, and then let's just eyeball that. It can be the same. Nope, don't like that. Nope, that one's too Christmassy, so let's go for that one there. Yep, love that. And then we'll do some writing on that one, and perfect. Right, so that is those done. That don't mind that actually. That's just the bit that I've cut off the 49 and mark it. Right, let's glue. Oh, actually, I'm going to do that way. Pays to look at the other side, doesn't it? So let's have that up there. And that there. And then what lace have we got? Got that, but that's too thick, I think. No, I'm not going to use that. What have we got in there? Got bits and bobs in there, I think. Nope. Let's just put some of this behind it, because that's what you do when you're undecided. That's glued down, good. That can just go like that. Don't care if it's sticking out. And then glue that down. And it almost needs something else, I think. Let's pull all this out. Actually, there's the last of that. But one too big. Don't mind that. Do not mind that across there. Let's just put it across. Doesn't have to go all the way across, and there's that. And then you can write on the back. Cool. There's that one. don't care for that back, so let's glue that down. The right side up. Let's put another bit of this down the side. So maybe about there. And then put her on. So literally it is a piece of cardstock, a piece of lace and a focal point. I mean, how hard is that? Not. And remember, don't think. There, that's better. Straight now. Then we've got that. And I might even add a bit of that to the bottom. There. Just because I like all the layers. There we are. Oops, and it's sticking to my hand. Don't do that. Just going to put these underneath so they get squashed a bit more, and then we'll bring them out when we're finished. And I'm even going to go around the outside with Distress ink. I'm going to put that one down there. Let's do this one at the same time. Put that one up there. Oh, actually, we'll put it on that side, I think. Just want it to be seen. Right, and then you know what? I think I'm going to glue that on now. Like that. And then let's do some on that side. Yeah, let's go up here. And then we'll have, what, half a dozen done? Maybe. Let's go down here. Down there. Look, that was perfect, wasn't it? Didn't even really measure that. And what I want to do is actually get one of these flowers. And I'm not going to be perfect at cutting it out because I want now the thing is, do we have it up there or do we have it down here? Probably up here. Cool. Is that one? And then you, madam, what are we going to do with you? Do we be a bit different and go down here, I think? Yep, we can do that. bit of knitting on. And the right way, and then down. And that's part 2 of this super easy project. It's not hard at all to do. And we have, get them all out. Let's pull these ones out, and that one. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed making these, if you've been making them along with me. I certainly have enjoyed doing them, and it's probably, yeah, you can tell by how long this video's gone for. So I'm going to now choose which ones that they go in, and yeah, and then that's all for now. Actually, I'll do that afterwards, and I'll take some pictures and throw up on Facebook. Okay, well, thanks for joining me, and that's all for now. Bye for later. See you later.